With custom roles, QuickBooks Online Advanced has the most flexible user permissions available for QuickBooks Online. Let's go over how to create a custom role. To begin, select Settings and Manage Users, then select Roles. Note that you need to be an administrator to create new users and custom roles. Each role has a list of permissions that decides what a user with that role can see and do in QuickBooks. When you set up a user, you could assign a predefined role, or you can make your own. Let's set up a custom role. Select Add Role. Our business has several estimators who only need to create and submit estimates. So let's set up that role and apply it to a new user. First, enter a name and description for the role. Select a section to see all the permissions for that area of QuickBooks. Select the Access checkbox to give a role full access to all operations in a section, or select a checkbox for a transaction to set permissions for that type of transaction. Note that you may not be able to select all the checkboxes. As this feature improves, you have more options. View lets users look up historical transactions of this type. Select this if you want to limit a role to view-only permissions. Create means a role can record new transactions of this type. They can also edit the transactions they've entered to correct any mistakes. Edit lets users change transactions of this type that are already in QuickBooks. And Delete lets a role delete transactions so they no longer affect your books. Let's set this role to have full access to estimates. If you use the Locations feature, you can choose which location the role has access to. This role will have access to estimates for all locations. Select the section again to collapse it. For some transactions, you can set up approval workflows and assign roles with the ability to approve them. As you add permissions, QuickBooks may prompt you to grant other related permissions. Access to Inventory Management lets a user with this role set up and adjust the inventory you sell. Access to Lists lets the user with this role view, create, edit, and delete customers and suppliers. Bookkeeping gives them access to downloaded transactions from your bank and credit cards. From Accounting Permissions, you can grant access to the chart of accounts, registers, and other accounting tasks. Access to reports is also very sensitive. Time tracking permits a user role to enter their own time. From Account Management, you can grant access to certain administrative functions, such as updating your company info and your subscriptions and settings. You can also allow a role to view or create and edit budgets. Once you're done, select Save Role. The role is created. You can add a user to this role or select Skip to go back to the Roles tab. You can also edit roles or deactivate roles. After you've set up a new role, it's time to add new users or add the role to an existing user. Check out this video to learn how to do that. Now you're ready to set up your own custom roles.